Welcome back to another tutorial. We will be covering everything you need to know about Google Docs and Google Classroom. Let's get started. So I've taken you over to my screen where I will be pretending to be two different people. Number one, I will be a teacher, and secondly, I will be a student. So let's start here on the teacher side. I'm a teacher. I have assigned some assignments. Let's go to my classroom. The place we start is from our email. Of course, you get to your email by using a browser, or typically it's a browser or an application. So I'm here on a computer, and I click this little icon, which I affectionately refer to as the box of chocolates. And then you should see somewhere in this drop down, if you are logged into the student's account, the classroom icon. If I click that, it brings up the classroom. This applies to students and teachers alike. Here are my classrooms, and I'm going to click on the classroom that I want to enter into, and take you over to the Classwork page. Here on this page are four different examples, four different assignments, which should cover some of the main ways in which Google Docs are used in Google Classroom. So just wanted to show you that from a teacher's side. Now let's head on over to the student side. Like I said last time, to get to your classroom, you click on the box of chocolates, scroll around until you find the classroom icon, and click the classroom icon. Once it is finished loading, click the classroom, and finally click Classwork. We're going to start with the very first assignment, which is attach a doc. The way to open an assignment is you'll click on the assignment and then click View Assignment. Just a quick overview of what an assignment is and how to read and understand an assignment. Over to the left here, this section is the information section. This is where you get all the information you need in order to accomplish or finish the assignment. Here's the title. You would have probably a description somewhere in this area, which kind of gives you a little more details, maybe includes some materials, maybe a Google document, a PDF, a video, whatever it may be. It should be in this section. And then lastly, we have the comment section, where you may or may not see comments from the teacher or other students. Over here on this, over here to the right, we have the section where you actually turn in your work. You can think of this like a basket in a classroom. This is where you would bring your piece of paper and place it in the basket. Now, you'll notice that there, in this upper section right here in particular, there are two different buttons. One says Add or Create, and the other says Mark as Done. So the analogy here is Add or Create is the basket, and then Mark as Done is actually going to the teacher and telling them that, hey, I'm finished with my work. Okay, so the assignment is asking us to attach a document specifically. Now, bear in mind as we go through this process that you can use this for PowerPoints, you can use this for Excel spreadsheets, any other kind of work. But specifically, I wanted to pinpoint and focus on Google Docs. So let's go ahead and explore the Add or Create button. By clicking on it, it brings up a drop-down menu, which gives us several different options. Don't worry, we're only going to worry about two of these options. The first one is Google Drive, and then the next one is Google Docs. So traditionally, someone might get the assignment, step over to the side, get a piece of paper out, write out the assignment, and then bring it to the basket. So let's kind of explore that in a Google Classroom sense. the first thing we need is a Google Doc. So how do we do that? Well, let me take you over to the email of the student and then click again on the box of chocolates. This will bring the drop-down menu up where you can then click a document. You can click Docs. From the Document tab, you can then create a document and do your work. Just type out whatever you need to type out. And in this case, I will title it Example. And it's, if you didn't know, it autosaves. So here we have a document. I've done my work in here and I'm now ready to turn it in, let's say. So we can close this tab down, head back over to the classroom and click on the Add or Create button, then Google Drive. So here we're going over to our files where the document is saved, and conveniently you will find in your Recents tab, it's this tab right here, the document we just worked on. As the Recents tab would indicate, it is any file that you have recently worked on. So my examples document, that's all I really want. Now, if you wanted to find a different document that's not showing in your Recents tab for whatever reason, you would go and click on the My Drive tab, and you can search through all of your files and find it that way. But it's much more convenient to use your Recents tab. If it doesn't default to your Recents tab, then just go ahead and click on the Recents tab. So click on the document, and right behind me is the Insert button, which just popped up. So you'd click Insert, and it attaches the document. So now with my document attached, I can go ahead and turn it in. But wait, there's one other thing that we wanted to explore before turning in our assignment. So let's click the Add or Create button and then click Docs. And what this does is a little bit different. It creates a document which is not done yet. It's a blank document. And as you can see, it's directing me, pulling me over to that tab where it has created this document. I then need to fill out this document and finish it. This points to the fact that anything in this section, you can add it, but it is not done. And a teacher can see the work and the progress that you're doing, but it is not done. It is not turned in until you press the turn in button. Before we get there, let me talk briefly about this document. Of course, you'll type it out just like you would on any Word editor, such as Microsoft Word. You just type out your assignment, title it. It goes into your Google Drive just like the other one. Once you're done, close it down, and conveniently, it is already attached as your work. Once you're satisfied with what you've done, you can then click Turn In. So here it's asking me, do you want to turn in your work? Are you sure? Are you sure you're done? And yes, I'm going to go ahead and turn it in. So that's it. That's how you would create a document and attach it. Now let's look at some of the different scenarios where the teacher has assigned you a document and you need to do something with it. So here, the next one is Edit. So we'll click on the assignment, View Assignment, and a little bit, well, here you can actually see that in the instructions section there is a Google Doc. So this is saying Edit, and the teacher will be much more descriptive. What I was indicating to the student was, go ahead and open up this document. Now in this case, which is not as common, the student can edit the teacher's document. So I'm just a student and I'm able to erase what the teacher wrote. So, but in the case that the teacher does this, that's what you'll do. You can edit it, write your work, whatever you need to do, and close it down. Again, it autosaves. So now how do I actually mark as done? If I click add or create and go to my Google Drive, it will show up. Editable, I believe that was the one. Editable will show up, and if I click it and click insert, it shows, oh, I can't actually turn it in because it's not my work. So this problem can also occur if you have created a Google Doc on a different Gmail account. For instance, maybe you have your own personal email address, which is a Gmail, and you've created a document and you're struggling to figure out why in the world you can't attach the doc. It's probably because it's not owned by the student who is turning in the assignment. So in the editable case, you would not actually attach it. You would simply click mark as done. So let's head on over to the next example, which is view only. So here we have an assignment. Again, in the instruction area, we have a Google Doc. Let's click on that Google Doc. And as the document shows or reads, I cannot edit this document. So no matter what I do, I can't edit it. All that this document would be for is maybe instructions or a list of questions and whatnot. I would then need to go in to the my Google Docs, create a Google document, just like I showed you at the very beginning of this video. So that would be done all in this section over to the right. All right, that's it for the view only. Let's head over to our final example, which is the copy. This I would consider to be the more common option. I could be wrong, but you'll notice that there's no document here, strangely enough, right? Why would there be? Well, this teacher did give the students a document, but it does not show up over here in the materials section because the teacher intends you to turn in a copy of that document. So Google, conveniently again, locates it in your work section so that you don't have to mistakenly not attach it or something like that. So here we have in our work section the assignment that the teacher has given me. Let's open it up and take a look. First thing I want to note is the title of the document is not just copy doc, which I originally as a teacher called it, but the student's name followed by a hyphen. So this helps the teacher identify whose work is whose. And you can see here that the teacher wrote something, and I can, as a student, write something as well, just whatever I want. And you can just see I'm able to edit the document. It's actually my personal document. It is not anybody else's. Nobody else sees my work other than the teacher, of course. And I can then, once I'm done, close that tab down or minimize, whatever, switch over to a new tab, whatever you prefer. And once I'm satisfied with my work, I can click turn in, and it of course asks me to confirm that I have indeed finished the work, and the copy of that document is then turned into the teacher. So those are the 4 ways in which primary ways in which you will have to interact with Google Docs in the Google Classroom environment. I'm sure there are a lot more questions out there. So as I'm going along, I want to hear feedback. I want to know what you guys need to know in order for your student to succeed. So please let me know. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.